All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at day 30. We finally made it. Congratulations, baby. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to me. We were able to get 30 days in here on YouTube. And I want to say good thanks for sticking with it. And the progress that I hope that you have made, and also the success that I have made in this process also is commendable. I want you to keep on going, keep on pushing yourself, no matter what it is that you're doing in life, trying to hit that goal target, progress overall. Stop the smoking, stop the drinking, stop the eating excessively, lowering your glucose, making sure that your health and your family is in order, just being a great individual, a great person. I want to tell you that this journey is not easy. Just these 30 days alone, we had some setbacks. We had some issues with electronics. We had upload issues. We had job requirements. We had glucose spikes and drop downs, and trying to figure out what we should eat throughout the workout process. And also for those who are doing triathlon or working out, trying to figure out the right workout, the progressive workout for you to get to that next level. One of the things in this process is to reassess and conform with your structure, because you're becoming a brand new person. You are developing yourself, chiseling yourself out to that next you. And it's not always going to be 100% perfect. It's not always going to go exactly as planned, but that's how the creator works. It's not always exactly how you vision it, but it'll get you to that end goal. So I want to tell you once again, congratulations for getting to these 30 days. Now, I also want to tell you, I just finished the 23 miles workout that I was supposed to do today. 23-mile bike ride. It was supposed to, the time frame that the trainer gave me was 1 hour and 10 minutes. Within the bike, it actually became, I believe, 1 hour and 20 or 1 hour and 32 minutes, something around that time, because I decided to go with the same process that I did when I did the 8-mile run, which was gradually take my time in the beginning, and towards the and then the rest, the 75% of the rest of the time, work on the increase and growth and strength, and just building up my heart rate to the next phase. The interesting thing is my heart rate always seemed to stay between zone 0 and high zone 1s. It goes to zone 2 when I looked at the total metrics after I finished today. It goes to zone 2 above 140, 145, like about this much, not a lot. So the highest it went from what I saw was around 153, which is in zone 2 range. The thing is, my Whoop, when I look at my Whoop and I looked at my Wahoo, it didn't show that. It still showed that I was in zone 1, which is the information I received was from the Peloton. So the Peloton said that I hit a height of 150, a heart rate of 153 in total, but my average heart rate was around 135, which is in zone 1. So it's like the high zone 1s, the low zone 2s, and I guess that's commendable. That's good. But my goal is to get to that zone 2 mark and keep things, equally yoked there. Opposed to my 8-mile run, where it was easier for me to keep myself in that zone 2 range throughout most of the run. So I got to do some more research on that and figure that out. I think it's a good thing that my heart rate is staying low as I'm pushing a higher cadence throughout. it shows the steadiness of my heart rate in the process, even though I still feel the burning in my legs sometimes, and the me still pushing, still pushing to that next phase. So that's a good thing. And also the heart rate in the swim stays around zone 1, 2, between high zone 1s, early zone 2s. So that's good. The other thing that I did today, I used the Morton's drink mix. So I used that. I haven't checked the glucose yet, but I use this, and then I also use the Morton gel, which is basically this, but in a gel pack that you just squeeze in and take down. So the first 30 minutes of my bike ride, I took the gel first, and then 35 more minutes in, I started to drink this. Now, what you have to do with this is different. You get your little drink bottle, and you put the beads that's in here inside the drink bottle. You put water in and you shake it up. And it basically tastes like, it's not honey. It tastes kind of like maple syrup a little bit, but like from the sap, maple sap. So a little maple sap with sugar and, and carbs and stuff. So this, I made sure I waited until way after an hour, because of the amount of carbs and stuff in it. I really wanted this to burn through. So my total 23 miles came out to around an hour and 37 minutes. So, in opposed to an hour and 10 minutes, which was the suggested average. But like I said, I always say this, the trainer says not to worry too much about how fast it's done in terms of like hours, making sure you hit that hour and 10 mark, like the duration period, more so as far as you hitting the mileage, to make sure you've completed the mileage in total, with the reputable amount of cadence or watts. For this one, the RPM was supposed to be around 85. I end up hitting way over 85 a few times, maybe like 117, 125, which is good. And today was the first day that I finally got back to my resistance being at 44. So all the rest of the times I've been working on a bike, the last few weeks or months, has been between the 20s, late 20s and mid 30s. So now I'm at about the mid 40s now, and I was able to do it consecutively without stopping. And it wasn't too much of a burden or stress. So that's good. That means I am getting stronger. That means the workouts are working and we pushing to that next level. But got this. This is a good thing so far for you guys to have. I'm gonna put more videos up. This is just the end of the 30-day challenge process. I'm still gonna make sure that I post, I video everything just about, bring on some guests with me, and I really want to push this channel to that next level, and I want you guys to be there with me as I grow through this process. I'm doing this for your health, for my health, for all our healths. We have the ability to grow and get to that next phase in life. A lot of times we need that push. Sometimes it's the people around us that are slowing us down from getting to where we need to go. Sometimes it's our job. Sometimes it's just life itself. Life be life, and sometimes. And to be perfectly honest, you got to remember that you have the creator inside of you and all around you. You have the capability to control your happiness and what it is that you want in life. Not what your past decisions have brought you to now. No, you are in the now. The past is the past and the future is living, right? So you have the capabilities of getting to that next level, myself included, okay? Myself included. Remember my story, okay? 28 years old, found out that I was diagnosed as being diabetic type 2. at age 28, not knowing that I was pre-diabetic before that. Every time I went to the doctor, I wasn't diagnosed. Went through college, did all of that stuff, where I think that's where the pre-diabetics started happening, because of the food that I was getting at the cafeteria. No pun intended, no disrespect to the caf. Fish Fridays was great. Fried chicken on Wednesdays or Thursdays, I forget. All that stuff was great. It tasted delicious, but I also know that a lot of stuff was canned. A lot of stuff was, was not all natural. So, and that's fine. Things happen. But if I was more conscious, this is why in college I started running with the track team. I started training for football. I started doing all of these things to get my health back in order, without the expectation truly of me getting into one of those spots. I wasn't trying to be a perfect track star, or a football player or anything like that. It was fun. It was exciting. I was young, and it was something I wanted to do. And at the same time, I had a music scholarship. So there was a lot of things that I couldn't do because I had obligations with the music department and the theater department. So, and I loved every last one of those things. So I did all that. This is my story now. Prior to me doing that, I swam when I was 4 years old, when I was living in the South. And then I was very active when I was young also, playing soccer, basketball, you name it. I was like doing it. And then transitioned to martial arts, started doing martial arts a lot. And that increased I was thin as a twig. That increased my endurance, my athleticism. And then I went to basketball camps, really got into it, was eating healthy, all of that good stuff. You look at some of my pictures, I was so small. And then went to college and started focusing more on education and learning. And then as that happened, that's when everything started to decline in terms of health-wise, besides me going and starting to work out and all that stuff again. Long story short, when I got out of college, I ended up going back to working out, and I started boxing and all of that stuff. And lo and behold, got back into working out, saw triathlon. I said, this is awesome. But prior to that, while I was working out, around 27, 28 years old, while I was boxing, while I was learning new forms of martial arts, I was also eating a lot of bad foods, ice cream, like pints of ice cream every day. And I started having a lot of carbs, like spaghetti and orange juice, those things that the Mike Tyson story portrayed in his movie. And when I love boxing too. Like, there's just the act of being able to maneuver that way in various positions and transitions and understanding the body and all of that stuff. I guess I broke something, because once I started eating fast food again, even though I was working out and everything, it triggered something in my glucose and skyrocketed everything. And the next thing I know, I'm in the hospital at 28, and found out what was going on. Doctors told me everything about, just like they probably have told you guys, you're going to be doing this the rest of your life. There's no alternatives. There's no this. And by that time, I was already a health nut. I lived in Harlem. So I lived in Harlem at the time anyway. And I knew about Dr. Sebi. I knew about a few other folks in the neighborhood and in Brooklyn. And, I was going to their health stores and speaking to folks on line and on the phone. And I knew there were alternative measures to a lot of the stuff, a lot of the things to reverse certain things. And so I started getting into that more often. Also, relapse came back. Next thing you know, to bring a long story short, I learned about triathlon. It was exciting to me. I said I could do it. I felt like I could do it. It was bike, swim, and run. I forgot to tell you, I also biked, but I did more BMX biking when I was younger. Um, so so I said I think I could do this. I've biked, I've swam, I've run. I've done all three. Now, can I combine the three? Can I get back to my health the way that it was before? Let's see. Even if I can't, even if it's going to be difficult for me to get to that point, I know that I could do it. Even if it's just for my health, to get my health back in order, so I don't have to take all these medications, the Manjaros, the 2JO Star, Basaglar, metformins, the Manjaros, and the Ozempics. Now, granted, these things work for a period of time, and they definitely work, especially the short acting insulin, especially that Manjaro and Ozempic. I think more honestly, I think Manjaro is better than Ozempic, just to be sure. But out of all of those, I believe Manjaro is the best, less side effects. My problem is the little side effects that they did have. I wasn't with it, but it definitely helps restrict your hunger. And the short acting insulin is definitely great. You just got to watch when you start to transition your eating habits. You have to watch the amount of insulin you're putting in your system. And caveat, like I always say in every video, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just speaking from my own experience in life. Speak to your medical provider, your primary care physician, endocrinologist, all those people that you have with your insurance. You speak to them about it. But I'm telling you from my experience, what I have, the emotional side effects of starting this process and not having insurance, and seeing how much these people charge for insulin every month, it was ridiculous. But the process of going through that and then getting yourself back to that lifestyle of being healthy, learning what foods are great, what alternatives you have to utilize. Trust me, once you get the habit of it, it's going to be off the charts. And that's my story. So now I'm back. I initially did the first start of the workouts for my triathlon, ran 9 miles, 8 miles, did this, did that, whatever the case is, fractured my toe, had to stay off of my foot for like 6, 7, 8 weeks, which I did. And then I kind of relapsed back again, slowed back down, stopped my gym membership, and then gradually got back to where I am now, which is what you guys have been seeing in the videos, and growth and prosperity. And what I want to tell you, you guys have been an inspiration to me, as much as I hope that I've been an inspiration to you, to keep going, keep growing, and keep showing out. You're not doing this for anybody else. You're doing it for you. You're doing it for your health. Maybe you're doing it for your family. Maybe you're seeing that your progression is helping people that you love to make the change and make the decision. They see you doing your thing, and man, maybe I could do that too. And that's what's pushing you to that next level. And I want to say, if that's the case, just keep going. These videos, this is not for people to just see what it is that I'm doing. This is not for me to get sponsorships or try to get money and do all of that shit. Excuse my French. I've already gotten, since the last basically 30 days, I've already gotten messages from people to support their products, to get hired for marketing and advertisements, and various other things. And that's not the point. of what it is that why I'm doing this. Now, if at some point later on in the months or so, someone comes like a Morton, like a Morton or Whoop or some products that I use, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that I know that actually works. That I say, yes, this works for diabetics, or this doesn't work for diabetics. You know what I mean? This works for great glucose. This doesn't work for great glucose. And I could truly say, hey, I've used this stuff, this works, or I've used this doesn't work. And they're willing to pay me to say stuff that I've already put up on the videos, then great, let's do it. I'm happy, let's do it. You want to give me a new bike? Come on, let's do it. You want to give me some new swim gear, like the ones with the timer on the goggles? Feel free. But all the other stuff that's going on, people messaging me about stuff, that's not why I'm putting these videos up. And I want my viewers to be genuine. I don't want my viewers to be people that I receive based off of strategic marketing campaigns, which is emotional, psychological. They get in your brains. They hit you so many times in your head to where now it's repetition, and now your brain thinks that you want to see these things regularly. This is the stuff that they put out all the time. But I just want everything to be natural and flow. And if you like the stuff, you want to see the stuff, great. Subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff, But this is the 30-day challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the purpose of me doing this. This is the process of growth, transition, being great, not being selfish, really showing your people that if you could do it, anybody could do it. You are not locked into the life that you live right now. You have the ability to change no matter what. Doesn't matter whether you're married, not married, have kids, don't have kids. There's different strategic formulas to this process. Trust and believe me. I'm still going through the transition, but lo and behold, these things are going to get done. And now I'm hungry, so I have to figure out what I'm going to eat. But yeah, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, to the next couple of things that's going to be happening. Triathlons, the triathlons that I'm planning on being a part of, all the way up to the big leagues. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to the big leagues, because the goals in my mind to progress to that next level allows my spirit and my soul to progress to that next level. To get to where you want to be, you have to push to who you need to become. And that pain that you feel is the friction for new. Is the friction for you getting to that next. You're rubbing off the old to show the new. Right? Like when you use Lumen or these facial cleansers, those minerals you put on your face are rubbing off the old dead skin to show a new. And this is what you're doing. You're rubbing off the old to get to the new. All right? So let's get you to the next level. Keep watching the shows. Keep watching the videos. And I'm going to keep praying for y'all. I'm going to keep pushing y'all. And while this happens, send me messages. Push yourself. Show me what your life is about. What's going on? A lot of times, we got to get out of our minds. Remember, we are our own universes. We got our own life going on. And a lot of times, we don't understand what other people have going on. A lot of times, we make certain decisions based on our lives, not wanting to change the structure of our mind. Because we think what we know is right. Especially when you get older. But it's not like that. We're continuously learning and growing. We're continuously moving and shaking. Don't be afraid to learn from other people, whether they're younger or older than you, to change, to grow, to get to that next level. And if you feel friction from other people, maybe you need to look at yourself and figure out, well, why is this person acting like this? Let me pull back and see. Maybe it's something that I'm doing. Maybe it's something that you're doing. Okay? Lastly, take information as a grain of salt. As you're growing through your journey, take what you must and leave what you will. Go to your doctors, get the information that they're telling you. Know that they're under a Hippocratic oath. Take what you must, leave what you will. Get you a glucose monitor like the Dexcom that I have. Get you a couple of those black patches that I purchased that I showed in the last video. Cover it up, look cool. That way you could see the regulation of everything, and test out the products like I did. Test out the drink mixes. Test out the honey gels, the honey chews, all of that stuff, and see what happens while you're working out. Know that if you're not working out, don't eat those things because it's just going to raise everything up. But if you're working out and you're burning glucose in your blood, you're burning all these things, then every 30 minutes to an hour, like it says on the directions, go ahead and take one. Go ahead and eat some. Go ahead and have that pre-workout bar from Honey Stinger that I show in the other videos. And once you start to see, okay, this boosted my glucose to about 40, 50. This one did 15. Oh no, this other one did 120, 130. I can't do it. These will be the alternative measures from you taking insulin, sticking yourself with the needle every single time. Now, granted, know that this is a gradual process, and I don't expect for you to just throw all that stuff away right away. But let your doctors know what you're doing. I'm working on a journey, new health fit journey, and ask them to gradually decrease your insulin, gradually decrease your Mounjaro or metformin or whatever while you're going through this process. That way you don't have hypos, you don't have too many lows, and then everything will work evenly. Sooner or later, you'll be at your A1C 5.4, and that's the whole purpose of this whole thing, to get you down back to your 5.4 or as close to it as possible. You get down to 7, great, But if you get down to 5.4, what your doctor gonna say? Oh man, you regular. You go to another doctor and they look and see 5.4. They don't think you have any. You're not diabetic at all. You've reversed the process. It's called reversal, baby. Type 2 is lifestyle. You change your lifestyle habits. Now, once in a while, you be good. Like yesterday, I knew I was about to do a 23-mile run, bike today. So yesterday, I took my cousin, my god brother to Texas Roadhouse, and we pigged out. I had unsweet tea, which is fine. They usually have a little peach juice stuff. I told them not to put it in there. I wasn't feeling it because I was already having some of their dinner rolls that they had with the honey butter and stuff. So I already knew that was going to raise my stuff automatically. So I hadn't eaten like that in almost 2 months. Over 2 months, 3 months. So knowing that I was going to do 23 miles, I said, well, let me go ahead and do this and let's see. So it's all a test. So I did it. I had chicken critters and some steak fries and other stuff that I don't normally have, and no dessert or nothing like that, just regular meal. And I was good. Obviously, the next couple of hours, the glucose went up significantly, But then it dropped all the way back down to 145. I was surprised. 3 hours later, it dropped all the way back down to 145. Not saying that it's good that it went all the way up and then dropped back down, but the fact that it didn't stay steady high is a plus. And that's all I'm saying. And then I woke up this morning, got my Morton gel, got the Morton mix, put that in there, started working out, and that sugar that was high back down again, and it's staying steady down. Now I have to do a check in a little bit of based off of the Morton drinks and all that stuff. Morton gels, the Morton gel I took the other day, that stayed within range. That stayed within 45 range, something to that effect. So I have to see what the drink mix is gonna show. If it's gonna show the same thing, if it's not, we'll see. Anyway, that's gonna be the show today, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, take your time, go through the process. Let me know some things that you guys want to see, and then I'll see if I could post. Maybe going to a physical therapist, maybe going to a VO2 max place, maybe swimming in a lake, swimming in the ocean, or something to that effect. Going to get the wetsuit or the tri-suit, that process. So, yeah, that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of the 30 days. Keep watching the videos. Keep pushing. Let's get this thing moving. All right. Have an amazing day. I'll be talking to y'all soon. Peace.